Welcome to this segment of Countdown to Tiger Kickoff as we visit with the head coach of East Texas Baptist University, Mark Sartain, prior to the kickoff as ETBU faces Howard-Payne for the Centennial Homecoming game. Last Saturday afternoon in Abilene, the Tigers lost to Hardin-Simmons University 42-22. And Coach Sartain, I wish we could just wipe out the first quarter, because if you go and add the scores of what happened in second, third, and fourth quarter, Tigers win, but I know we can't do that.
Nope, you can't do that. That would not, and you can't gain any moral victories from wishing you could. So, we just got to go back and get things back in gear. And we've had a good week of practice in preparation for Howard-Payne. Last Saturday, we just give credit to the kids. We fought hard. We were just a little emotionally spent after a couple of very disappointing conference losses, and of course that second conference loss generally signals the end of playoff hopes. So we were struggling and dealing with that emotionally. I just was not able, and I take the credit for that. I wasn't able to say the right things or do the right things to get them propped back up for their best effort. As you said, after the first quarter, we sort of regrouped, and I was very proud of the way they fought all the way to the end. And we'll just we've retooled and regrouped this week, and hopefully we'll get our A game back for tomorrow.
Well, last week at the game, our broadcast booth was right next to your coaches, or in the press box on the visitor side, and it's interesting to broadcast a game and hear what the coaches call. And so, and I noticed that particularly in one particular moment in the game, they had put second down on the box, but actually it was third down. The coaches helped out. How big of a help is that up there? What kind of tell me the responsibilities of your coaches who are up in the press box as they talk to you and your other coaches on the sideline?
Well, it's always vital for their input because they have a perspective. That's why they're up there. They can see things, and they have paper in front of them on a desk. They can tabulate and tally and draw and make notes, and they're separated from the frenzy that is the sideline sometimes during the course of a game. So it's always vital that they keep track of those kind of things. I think it was something we all were aware of. The issue you have there is just convincing the officials that they've actually lost track.
Yeah, and it was very obviously. I thought it was third down, but they put second down in the box, and the coaches in the box were telling y'all, ask them, and you did, and they did switch it to third down after converting. Well, in the Hardin-Simmons game, once again, your receiver, Kwame Spikes from Jasper, man, he's just a short guy, 5'6", 150 pounds, but he caught the ball, and a lot of times he put the hurt on the defense. His second and third effort allowed for first downs. Kind of talk about Kwame again, his third 100-yard receiving game last week against Hardin-Simmons.
Well, extremely proud of Kwame, and he's one of our seniors, has developed and improved every year. This year, I believe he's become a complete college football player. He really has in his leadership abilities and his attitude and his work ethic, and of course his performance is always, it always speaks for itself. He's had a great year up to this point. He's legitimately one that I believe could start for anybody in our conference.
Spikes had 120 yards receiving against Hardin-Simmons on a touchdown caught. Freshman Tyler Bates from Joshua had 5 catches for 97 yards and a touchdown. He had a good game.
Tyler's an incredible little athlete. We're excited about him. And of course, Roy Denbo coming off an injury from the week before and actually got sick right in the middle of the week as he was about to come off rehab to practice again. We were certainly glad to see Tyler step up and assume that role. He did a great job.
Moving to the defensive side of the ball, once again, senior Alex Cloudy, seems like we call his name every week from the broadcast booth. He had 9 tackles in the ball game. He just continues to play like a senior should.
Well, absolutely, and he's just another story similar to Kwame. He just has come so far in the 4 years he's been here as a leader and as a performer. I mean, he's done incredible things this year. I believe people shy away from him when they game plan, and he still comes up with play after play after play. What's been impressive about Alex this year is he's making plays on the other side of the field. He's making plays in the line of scrimmage. He actually had a tackle for a loss in Saturday's contest, which, you don't expect that from your corners, and he's not cheating to do it. He's just hustling. He's really working his tail off. He's been an inspiration. He really has.
I remember that play because when I looked up to see who made the tackle, I went, what's he doing in there so quick? And yes, he got the tackle for a loss. Before we talk about the homecoming game versus Howard-Payne, let's take some time and do a segment we do each week on Countdown to Tiger Kickoff. We allow you to highlight one of the members of your coaching staff as well as 2 players on the roster who have played their high school football in East Texas. Let's talk about a coach you'd like to highlight this week.
I want to talk about Coach Sim Willis. Sim was a member of the original staff here back in 2000 under Ralph Harris, and I think he departed from that staff a year before the transition took place. But ever since I've been the coach here, Sim has been a supporter of the program, has come around and visited with me from time to time. I think a couple of years ago, or a year or so ago, he got knees replaced and felt like he was ready to get back in the fray a little bit with the coaching responsibilities. He came to me last spring. We discussed it, and Sim has been a real privilege, a real blessing to our program to have his expertise. He assists me with the special ops and works with our specialists, our punters and kickers and snappers, and also is a coordinator of our equipment and inventory. So he's serving a vital role for us, and it's great to have him back, a legendary East Texas high school coach, and just a tremendous asset to our program.
I believe Sim's last high school position was in Harleston.
Right.
And then he coached at Trinity. It was a six-man football program. Mm-hmm. Did he have any problems counting the right numbers when he came back?
No, his arithmetic is all added up so far.
I had to ask that. Sim's a good man, and glad he's on the coaching staff. How about two of the players you like to highlight this week?
Well, freshman running back from San Augustine, Texas, Gaddafi Davis, has worked his way onto the Saturday roster, has worked his way into a rotation at tailback, has become a very vital player for us in special teams, and we see his role improving and increasing as the season progresses. Gaddafi is a big, physical, bruising style tailback, and we want to get him more and more in the mix. He's had a really great attitude about it. Is an effort kid. He really, that's how he got our attention. He's just always given the effort that's necessary. He's a great athlete. Coach Hubbard from down there in San Augustine, Seth's dad sent him to us and said, you guys, he's a raw material. You can get him ready, and he's made a lot of progress since he's been here. And then our second highlight today is a young man named Caleb Phillips. Caleb is a center for us, a sophomore from Mount Vernon High School. Nick, affectionately known in our program as Cowbell. I don't really know how that came about, but you like your centers to be the bell cow. I know that, but he backs up Jacob Alford and does a great job. Caleb is an incredible young man to have in our program. Just you never see Caleb without a big, gigantic smile on his face, and everything's always good. And he's an effort young man. He's a character young man for us, a tremendous Christian young man from a great family, and we're just proud to have him in our program. And he's going to be a good player for us too.
Coach, thank you for sharing with us about Coach Sim Willis and players Gaddafi Davis and Caleb Phillips. Now let's talk about the game against Howard Payne, the homecoming game this year. Kick off at 1 p.m. at Ornelas. Howard Payne got their first victory of the year last week, defeating Mississippi College in American Southwest Conference action 27-14. Tell us a little bit about the time the team will be facing at Ornelas Stadium for homecoming.
Well, it's a team with some momentum right now. They come off their first win for the season, and they snap a 12-game losing streak. They have played extremely hard all year. We've watched several games on them. They've been impressive with their efforts. And they've got some really, really good football players in some very critical places, and they use them well. So, they've done a great job of putting things together after a coaching change there. They're going to come in with some momentum, with some intensity, emotionally charged for this game, and we're going to have to bring our A game. It's going to be a challenge. Some keys for the Tigers to have success against Howard Payne. Well, we've got to return to our level of intensity. Last Saturday, just through the emotional drain of the previous couple of weeks, the disappointments, and then traveling to Abilene with the wind blowing 40 miles an hour, and the sun comes out hot, and everybody gets sunburned, and it wasn't expected. All those things played a role in us not quite having the edge emotionally. The intensity returned later in the game, but we just got to start fast against these guys and get our defense back up to the level of intensity they've been playing with, our offense with the explosion that they've shown. Protect the football, take advantage of every opportunity that we get to score. Coach, thank you for your time. Best to the Tigers. Thanks, Mike. That concludes this segment of Countdown to Tiger Kickoff. Coming up, ETBU versus Howard Payne University as ETBU celebrates its centennial homecoming.